I'm Mike Quincy and I'm here at the Consumer Reports Automotive Test Center, and this is the early review of the 2024 Mazda CX-90. We bought a mid-level preferred plus model for our test program. We added a digital rear view mirror and gray metallic paint, and with destination, it came to $48,670. This is Mazda's top-of-the-line SUV, and the big news is that it comes standard with a 3.3-liter turbocharged inline-six cylinder engine. And the reason that's a big deal is most manufacturers use a V6 or, in even more cases, a turbocharged four-cylinder. This engine in most of the CX-90 trims comes in at 280 horsepower. The higher trims have 340 horsepower. They're all hooked up to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and all-wheel drive is standard. The EPA estimates this powertrain will return 25 miles per gallon overall. We're certainly looking to see how it pans out in Consumer Reports' own fuel economy testing. So 3-row SUV, probably hauling people, maybe hauling kids, but you're also hauling stuff. And the good thing about the CX-90 is it's super easy to fold down the third-row seats. You just pull the strap here, push it forward, the strap here, push it forward, you have a nice flat cargo area. So if you need to utilize the third row to put people back there, to access it is a little bit of a process. You have to pull up this button on top of the second row seat back and then push the whole thing forward. Once you get your folks settled in back there, you want to return the second row seat back, which requires a little bit of muscle because they're all pretty heavy. Like many 3-row SUVs, there's not a ton of room back there. It's most suited for kids. Adults will find very little foot space and headroom. So when you think 3-row SUVs, you gotta think, what are the family-friendly features that you're looking for? And the CX-90 has a lot of them. The second row has some nice things like a window shade. You want to cool things down. There's also USB ports. There's a second row climate system, which is a really nice feature to have at this price. The seat back has pretty good bolstering. There's decent thigh support, very good foot space, and headroom. So the CX-90 has pretty decent levels of fit and finish. Again, keeping in mind, this is about a mid-level model. It's a pretty nice soft upper and mid-dash, silvery aluminum looking weave for the center console, and a really nice leather wrapped steering wheel. Feels really good to the hands. As is the case of all of our test cars, a number of us drive these. It's not just one person deciding how the seat feels. Talking to my coworkers, the consensus is the Mazda CX-90's leather seat is a little bit firm, a little bit short on cushion support. After a full day's drive, I felt pretty comfortable, pretty refreshed. But then there is this little issue that we need to talk about, and that's the controls. In some ways, they're pretty decent, pretty straightforward. For example, the steering wheel controls are super easy. On the right side, you've got cruise control. On the left side is audio. They're hard buttons. You can do all of this stuff without looking at the wheel. But then we move to the center console area here, and the first thing that you notice, obviously, when you're driving this car is this shifter. You have to press in this little button, move the whole shifter to the right, and then come down to drive. Mazda, for whatever reason, wants you to do this little dog leg to the left to put it back into park. And this is strange because there's so much real estate right here for the shifter. It seems odd to me that Mazda is making this area so compact. So unlike most manufacturers that use a touchscreen for the infotainment system, Mazda keeps pushing their rotary dial thing. And what that means is you're doing a combination of button pushing, tilting the rotary dial, and twisting the rotary dial. But it always seems like I'm twisting it the wrong way. You might think, oh, I want to play this song. So you put your finger up here, and of course, it doesn't work because it's not a touchscreen. So you have to get the cursor just to the exact spot. But I suppose every day driving, you would get used to it. Now, we're really pleased to see temperature switches, but when you think about making it hotter and you see the red arrow pointing up, you might think that you toggle up to do it, but in fact that doesn't do anything. What you need to do is both of these temperature controls are toggle down. That's how you adjust the temperature, even though your mind might think, well, the arrow is pointing up, so that's the way I need to press it, but that in fact is not the case. As we do with all of our test cars here at Consumer Reports, we get each model up to about 2,000 miles, and then we perform over 50 tests on them, including acceleration, braking, fuel economy, and a whole lot more. If you're interested in how the CX-90 does, check out consumerreports.org.